Hello, my Geminis. Welcome back to my channel, Casey Lee Reiki. I'm Casey. Today we're going to be doing your general reading. This is going to be, technically it's still for December. Excuse the lateness. It's been hard the past couple months. I definitely work a lot at my, call it a 9 to 5. I am a baker, so sometimes really early mornings. Especially around the holidays. So again, please forgive me and thank you for your patience. But this is going to be for my Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs. This is technically going to be for December, although we all move through energy differently. So this could, of course, resonate with you past. This could be your present. This could be your future, okay? Let's see. So I want to start with the Spirit Animal Oracle. This is what that deck looks like. This is what this deck looks like. Anyways, we're going to start with this. And then we're going to get into some regular tarot with the Angel Tarot. And if you hear some shenanigans in the background, my cats are probably just going crazy. So there's always distractions here. So if you don't like distractions, not the channel for you. And that's fine. No offense taken. All right, so I am going to go through the spiel with you guys while I shuffle this, and then we're going to just move forward, right? Go with the flow here. Cutting the deck, there's a 27, which I find really interesting. Fox Spirit, think on your feet, which is very air energy, to be honest. Excuse my sniffles. It's cold where I am. It's very cold. It's like 20-something degrees, so sniffling is going to happen. So, as I stated in the very beginning, energy is fluid. It's not linear, so this could be happening past, present, or future tense for you on your storyline. If you need to switch up the characters, you may do so as well. Feel free to. Masculine and feminine are just energies, so when I talk about them, nothing is gender or sex specific. If I do pick up on that, I'll let you guys know the details. Cross watchers, you're more than welcome here. If I say Gemini, but you think it's your role, like I said, switch up the characters, do what you need to, because it's most important that it resonates. Don't worry about the rest, okay? Don't try to make it fit either. That stuff is never fun, never works out. So, lastly, if you would like to book a personal reading, or if you'd like to book an energy healing session with me, please check out the description box below where you can find my website is linked there. On the first page, the home page, when you go to my website, it tells you exactly how to book a reading with me or any of my services. Other social media pages will be down below as well. So if you're not from TikTok, then please go and join my TikTok family as I go live on TikTok every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Instagram, I have some jewelry for sale on there as well, crystal healing bracelets, and that's usually where I give updates on my channels as well. So another good thing to go follow if you are waiting for certain videos and things like that, okay? So, with all that being said, let's say a quick prayer together, and we'll get right into this. So, Archangels, guardian angels, please allow me to be a clear channel for messages. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements today. Allow me to bring forth messages of only their highest good, highest truth. Messages of love, of healing, of inspiration, and guidance. And thank you so much for your protection during this time. What do we have for Gemini, please, Spirit? What do we have for Gemini? I feel like my heart just like sunk a little bit. I can definitely feel a changing of energy in my chest, and that's the only way that I feel like I can accurately describe it. A changing of energies. I felt like a shift in my heart center. It could be positive, it could be negative. Obviously, put yourself in the story where it fits best, okay? But I do feel some sort of shift in energy in the heart center or heart chakra. One more. koi fish spirit. There is always enough. Number 36, which is a 9, which is interesting because that fox spirit that we pulled out in the beginning, that was a 9, 27. Or, well, I split the deck and we saw that in the beginning. Anything else for Gemini, please? Could have some water sign energy around you, definitely with the koi fish spirit. I really feel this sense of going with the flow, especially because the fox spirit was I think it was like quick on your feet or something like that. And then there's always enough with the koi fish. I feel like there's just this ability to adapt, to change, like a chameleon, which honestly, Geminis, that's your energy. Really, it is. That is your energy if I've ever seen it depicted so well in 2 cards, because you guys are the chameleons almost of the zodiac. You guys are that energy that can move from room to room and adapt to people, places, and things. And it's easy for you guys, I feel like. It's that air sign energy. Is there anything else for Gemini, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So at the bottom, dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. Number 18, guess what? Also a 9, right? Very interesting. And then you have a number 10, buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. There's that one. And then we have 31, groundhog spirit, time to let go. So there's a lot that I want to say here. Wow. All right. So we have 2 earth animals, and then we have this water element with the koi fish, right? So, I have chills. Wow. I haven't even gotten to what I want to say and express to you guys, but I have chills already. So what I find really interesting here is I just heard unearthing. Interesting. We're bringing something to the surface for sure. And I think you're doing so by being that chameleon. You're not trying to stifle yourself, hold yourself back, tailor who you are for other people. Like, of course, as Geminis, no matter what the placement is, you have that ability to adapt and move through people or friend groups or whatever the case is. That comes easily for you. But I think you're trying to maintain the sense of self as you're doing so that maybe you haven't done previously. I think with koi fish, I really pick up this, like, listen to this. There's always enough. The abundant universe will provide. Time to let go. Like, both koi fish and buffalo here, these 2 cards, these are the same to me. First of all, we have a 9 and a 10, so we have that progression, which I honestly think this energy in itself is the unearthing, going with the flow, and kind of standing your ground here, right? There's always enough. The abundant universe will provide. That's what those 2 look like there. What I get with these 2 a lot, like I was saying, going with the flow here, koi fish kind of reminds me of Pisces. You might have that in your chart, or you might be connected to a Pisces. But this is going with the flow and going with the current instead of against it, right? This is that don't stifle yourself, like I was saying. Don't tailor yourself per se. Fit into the situation, but don't do it by changing yourself. And then this abundance that we're talking about with buffalo. It's fascinating and very powerful to me because, again, you have the progression 9 to a 10, so you're ending something. And then there's always enough. The abundant universe will provide. I think this is Spirit's way of saying if there's something that you are unearthing because you are being yourself more through your life, friend groups, whatever, it could even be job related. By being yourself, you're allowing things to come to the surface because you're not trying to block them by being, different people or fitting different roles or what have you. And then time to let go. I think it needed to come up before, obviously, you can let it go. I think that's just a natural course of how things happen in life. So I think there's a big, there's a focus here on allowing yourself to go with the flow, which will allow your emotions to flow as well. Because to me, water also is your emotions, right? Like with the koi fish. I'm going to read a little bit out of the book too to you, I think. Just, I'm kind of curious. But I do definitely feel like you're going with the flow. The water element here is your emotions, and you are allowing things to come to the surface. And this is unearthing something in you that needs to be broken or let go. And this is kind of just the natural progression of these things, right? So let's take a look actually at number 36, koi fish, and see what it says in there. I'm just kind of curious what the book says. Let's see. I'm just going to read the protection message because they're kind of long. Are you feeling a sense of scarcity, afraid you will not have enough and not be enough to meet the challenges you face? Whatever your outer conditions, they are temporary and reflecting what was set forth in the past. Koi fish spirit is your ally in changing those conditions by transforming your inner beliefs about scarcity and plenty. Perhaps you have suffered a loss or are afraid that you will soon, or you've been scraping by and feeling there are simply no opportunities available for you to better your circumstances. Koi fish asks you to find prosperity within you by connecting to spirit through spiritual practices. Spirit wants to remind you that your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love relationships, and even more. Even if you feel you have little to give right now, find it within you to give to someone else. Even if it's just a few encouraging words, a smile, or a helping hand. Your action will remind you that you have more than it appears, more gifts, more strength, more wisdom, more abundance. As you give to others, your own sense of prosperity grows and your outer conditions begin to shift in an alchemical reaction. Prosperity and love are yours to receive, experience, and enjoy. Believe it. Again, because we aren't talking about not feeling like you can move through something, not feeling you can go with the current. Maybe you just don't want to deal with the emotional aspect of things, right? This is, to me, having full faith in spirit. Groundhog spirit being number 31, which breaks down to a 4. To me, this is building something solid. You have to let go of that stuff, that those like weak building blocks, they have to be let go. You can't use them. So it's like, why are you going to hold on to it if you can't use it? You know what I mean? I do want to read the groundhog spirit, I think. Because I think buffalo spirit is probably pretty similar. Let's just read the protection message for this one. Have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills your vitality. Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar, ? Groundhog spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept that the past is the past, so allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old to the new. I think that's that unearthing. Keep your eyes open, for winter always gives way to spring and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions. That's definitely the koi fish energy too. Feel your emotions, releasing them, there we go, to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on their way, for that is spirit's promise to you. Definitely. So you guys are in the midst of bringing up some old, honestly, just baggage that's got to go, I think. I think you're really cleaning out those skeletons out of the closet right now. You're allowing the stuff to come to the surface. That way you can fully just let it be, let it go. You know, you have to get rid of that. Again, if it's not doing anything for you, why are you holding on to it? You know what I mean? All right, here we go. So this is the Angel Tarot. What? All messages. I almost said messages? Wow. Every time I record a video, I have speech problems. What messages do we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, please? What messages do we have for Gemini, please? What do we got going on, Geminis? Wow, the sun, angel of happiness on the bottom. Oh, that's beautiful. 5 of Pentacles, isolation underneath. That's really interesting to me because this combo kind of describes the unearthing that I was talking about. You have to pull all the stuff up to the surface, the isolation, maybe the sadness, feelings of shame or guilt. Or for you guys, I do feel like it's a sense of not feeling good enough in some way, shape, or form. It could be romantic, so it could be with one individual, it could be with a group of friends, it could be with coworkers, it could be whoever, you know, put yourself in the story where it fits you. But I do kind of, excuse me, I do kind of feel like you're having to bring this 5 of Pentacles, this energy of change, isolation, sadness, guilt, like all of that kind of not so fun stuff to the surface, because if this doesn't get brought up to the surface and we don't take a look at it and really just kind of deal with it, you're not gonna be able to get your sun, because this was underneath the sun. So it's almost like in order for you to get this, you have to dig up all the stuff underneath it. Like you can't just have the sun and have the happiness without doing the work, almost, if that makes sense, right? Because with light is dark and vice versa. 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, 4 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, oh, interesting, and 6 of Wands. Okay. So 2 of Wands and 5 of Wands here. They're aspecting each other in this reading. So we have progress and tests. So really, I feel like you're balancing something, having to choose between, honestly, like a couple different hardships in your life. Or it might just be one. Again, put yourself where it suits you. But 5 of Wands to me can really talk about fighting. It can talk about, again, it's listed as tests in this deck. In Standard Tarot, to me would be verbal altercations, arguing back and forth, like really not just bickering and kind of going at it with anybody, but generally can be someone who's really close to you. So it could, of course, be I feel like this is almost a 50-50 split. Oh, no, nope, never mind. They told me, they were like, no. And I was like, okay. They're telling me it's a 60-40 split. 60% of you are going to be dealing with very close family members. Some of you live with your family, especially in regards to COVID. Maybe you guys had to move back home or something like that. 60% of you are dealing with your family members. Close-knit, like immediate family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters type of thing here. I feel like there's just like tension in the household or tension between maybe a couple of people. It kind of almost feels like an overall situation where there's just tension in the household. In general, it's not like between two specific individuals, although it could be, but I get more of a general sense of it's just, if you're living at home with your family and you resonate with that side of the story, that it's difficult for you to be yourself at home. And it could be because it's not accepted there, or maybe someone makes like jokes about it, but they cover it up and it's not that big a deal or whatever. They're like downplaying it maybe when they're making jokes about it. And you're like, it's not funny. Like, this is near and dear to my heart, and I don't appreciate you doing those things or saying those things to me. I feel like you just don't, on the family side of things, feel as though you're meant to be there anymore. And I really think that this is just solidifying it for you for some sort of reason. So you're realizing almost, okay, yeah, I was right when I moved, or I was right when I left. I was right in wanting to move away. I feel like it was just clarification for you, reiterating, yes, you made the right choice, and this just goes to show the differences between you and your family, almost, where you're like, I don't belong here anymore, which is perfectly okay. It's totally fine. These things happen. Don't be hard on yourself for that. And I think that's what we were talking about in the beginning, where it was like, the abundant universe will provide. Like, yes, you may not be getting along exactly with these people who are your family, but you might have a really close-knit group of friends who are your family. You know what I mean? So if that's your message with your family, again, I think this is not being the chameleon like you usually are and kind of being the chameleon to certain situations, but at your core, who you are, you're trying to stay the same because you're showing these people, this is who I am, right? So I feel like that's kind of what this is like choosing between being the chameleon or not. And I think you're leaning more towards, no, this is who I am, and that might cause some tension for some of you, okay? For the other 40% of you, this is romantic, where I feel like you guys are just in close contact because a lot of people are maybe quarantining or just trying to be safe with a significant other, and this is making you guys just kind of like bicker back and forth. And I think that you are realizing that you're not meant for this person either. So similar story, just different in terms of who that person is in regards to the role they play in your life. But I think if it's romantic, that this is coming to a crossroads and you don't want to fight with them anymore, but you don't feel accepted where you are. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. You don't feel really accepted where you are, and you're kind of like this crossroads in your head. I feel like if you are bickering a lot with someone or at odds with someone verbally, you're like, do I want to have this conversation? Do I want to go down that path? Do I want to even entertain this argument? Do I want to allow this to move forward? And it could be just something little that turns into something bigger, and you're like, do I, be the chameleon and just be like, okay, yeah, and kind of like de-escalate it? Or do I just stick to who I am and stand my ground and say, no, that's not okay with me? I think that no matter which side you resonate with, even if you resonate with both, that's totally fine too. That's possible. Either way, you don't feel good where you are. And I think you're starting to just like bloom more into yourself. And that is causing tension, whether it's with a romantic partner or family. Okay. Following that, we have the Ace of Cups. And then we also have Two of Pentacles. So this is love and juggling in this deck. So we got these two here. So what I kind of get with these two is that, in a similar sense, like the 2 and 5 of Wands, is that you are juggling, trying to balance, your emotions in the situation. And I really feel like maybe you guys, being the chameleons, didn't take a chance to do that before. You didn't really take a chance to say, how does this make me feel? How do I feel in this scenario? I don't think you guys really gave it a shot to do that. And if you have Pisces somewhere in your chart, it could mean that there's kind of this like conflicting like air versus water energy. But I feel like you guys overall are just, you're trying to balance and juggle this sense of self-love or, stifle myself for some other person in my life for the sake of love. That's just my overall feeling. I just think you guys are kind of done doing that. You want this new beginning where you can be yourself and, put yourself totally, fully out there. And I think it's been a struggle to do so. And then I do want to make these kind of quick, so I'm going to try my best to wrap this up because I have some more to do, so I don't want to make them too long, so don't hate me. But then lastly, we have 4 of Swords and 6 of Wands. So I think, so this is recognition and healing. Pretty self-explanatory, honestly. I feel like you're recognizing these things in yourself, what you're wanting from these relationships, whether platonic, familial, or romantic, and taking the time to heal. I think you're really looking deep inside of yourself, noticing these things, and that's why I think we got the unearthing energy, pulling all that stuff up so we can break this and make something different of where you are. You want to change the way you've been, doing things. I think it's just time to unearth this stuff that we don't really love anymore about ourselves, just as a whole, but definitely you guys. I think you're doing that. This is more mental healing with the swords for me because of the air energy. So I think you guys are just trying to dig deep, do some inner work, inner healing. And then 6 of Wands is recognition, but also in Standard Tarot, this is victory and success. So I feel like this is Spirit saying the success that you're looking for is going to be when you look deep inside of yourself and heal these things. Just doing a lot of inner work here. That's kind of what I feel like you guys are going through right now. I wish I could do more, but I am going to keep this rather short so I can do a couple more for you guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you for joining in today. Sorry they're a little shorter than usual. Thank you for allowing me the honor to read for you. Again, check out the description box below for all the information you need on how to book a reading and all that jazz. And I will see you guys next month. Love you guys. Bye.